Picture this. You're walking through a crowded room. Your grip slips, and your coffee cup shatters across the floor. In a fraction of a second, your body throws you into a localized crisis mode. Almost instantly, your adrenal glands flood your system with adrenaline. Your heart rate violently spikes, pumping faster to prepare you to literally fight or run away. Look at this map of the body's blood flow. Pathways rapidly divert blood from the stomach to your muscles, causing the fluttering sensation we call butterflies. Zooming in on the face, vessels rapidly widen. This vasodilation creates a bright red flush. It is an overwhelming, completely involuntary physical cascade. Your nervous system is treating a dropped coffee cup like a life or death threat, making you feel incredibly exposed, transforming a minor slip-up into a glaring public disaster. That hyper-awareness of your own mistake tricks you into assuming everyone around you is judging you just as harshly. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. It is an anchoring bias, where you use your own internal panic as the baseline for how much attention others are paying to you. To test this overestimation, psychologist Thomas Gilovich ran a study in the year 2000, where he forced college students to wear a t-shirt featuring this specific face. It is a large, prominent portrait of Barry Manilow, a shirt the students found deeply embarrassing. After making them briefly walk into a crowded room, the researchers asked the students how many people they thought noticed the shirt. The participants guessed that at least half the room saw it. The actual number was closer to 20%. When this illusion of being constantly judged spirals out of control, it can develop into erythrobia, a paralyzing fear of blushing itself. Sufferers actively avoid social situations out of sheer terror that their face will betray them. But that agonizing internal alarm system is built on a flaw. We experience the heat in our cheeks as a punishment, which is a complete misunderstanding of what our body is actually trying to accomplish. To understand the true origin of the blushing reflex, we have to look past our psychology and directly at the physical wiring of the brain. In a recent neuroimaging study, researchers recorded teenagers singing notoriously difficult karaoke songs. They then placed those teenagers inside an MRI scanner and forced them to watch the recordings of their own performances. This cross-section shows the resulting brain activity. When the teenagers blushed, the scan showed intense flaring right here in the cerebellum, an area primarily linked to movement and autonomic emotional arousal, and the early visual areas. Notice that the prefrontal cortex, responsible for complex thought and understanding what others think, remains totally dark. This proves a blush doesn't require actively processing others' judgments. It completely bypasses conscious control. It is a hardwired, automatic reflex. The presence of an involuntary response this deeply embedded in the brain indicates that blushing serves a vital evolutionary purpose. Back in the 19th century, Charles Darwin studied this exact phenomenon. He famously called blushing the most peculiar and the most human of all expressions, kicking off a long scientific inquiry into why we do it. Blushing operates as a biological appeasement display, a nonverbal white flag, signaling to the people around you that you recognize you broke a social rule and genuinely regret it. To test this, Dutch psychologists ran an experiment using a competitive financial game. They found that participants who were caught cheating but subsequently blushed were trusted again much faster by the onlookers, compared to those who kept a straight face. Because a blush cannot be faked, it serves as an incredibly reliable indicator of sincerity. It proves to the group that you care about social cohesion, which actively protects your standing within the tribe. Human evolution essentially weaponized our embarrassment. It took a painful, highly personal experience and transformed it into an automatic trust-building mechanism that was absolutely essential for our early communal survival. So we have a massive gap in perception. Biologically, your brain is doing you a favor, automatically repairing trust with your peers. Psychologically, your mind is trapped in the spotlight effect, convincing you that everyone is judging your every move. You cannot simply turn off a hardwired autonomic fight-or-flight trigger, but you can actively intercept the response and manage the psychological fallout before it spirals. You can start with physical counter tactics. This box breathing diagram shows a simple 5-second pattern. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Forcing this rhythm, or even a smile, sends a direct signal of safety back to your nervous system, drastically speeding up your physical recovery. Then you deploy psychological countertactics. Actively remind yourself that the spotlight effect is exaggerating the audience, or try deploying a rehearsed response to verbally own the embarrassment. Like pointing out your red face means you're passionate about the topic, immediately diffusing the tension. The next time your cheeks start to burn, you don't need to panic or run for the door. It is simply your biology stepping in to catch you, a built-in safety net ensuring you remain an accepted part of the human tribe.
Hello everyone! Do you have any ideas for our next video? Just write them down in the comments below, and I will explain them in the next one. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like this video and share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.